There's been a break-in at the IRS. Doge just kicked in the door and ordered executives to put their hands where they can see them. There was an ultimatum. We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Doge workers arrived today. Gavin Kliger and others arrived today at the IRS. Do you expect to close the IRS, or what are you expecting?
No, I don't expect it, but
ERS.
I think that the Internal Revenue Service will be looked at like everybody else. Just about everybody's going to be looked at. So it's they're doing a hell of a job. It's an amazing job they're doing. And you know, that force is building. I call it the force of super geniuses, but it's building. And you know, they go up and they talk to some of the people about certain deals, and the people get all tongue-tied. They can't talk because these people get it. They're very smart people. We need smart people.
Big Balls is making bureaucrats tongue-tied. What's this contract for? Terminated. Next up is NASA. Elon's nerd army is reviewing their spending. I have a feeling we're going to find NASA isn't all about outer space. If agencies can't justify their headcount, Musk's planning on slashing every department by 30 to 40%. If Doge finds an unused federal building, they're going to sell it and put the profits in the piggy bank. Trump has his eyes on 14,000 vacant federal buildings. So if you want to live in an 80,000 square foot estate at the foot of the Potomac that's been collecting cobwebs for 6 decades, put in a bid. The government has more money than it knows what to do with. We just found out we're funding Palestinian hip-hop.
I uncovered over $3 million to a rap artist in Gaza producing anti-Israel, anti-Semitic songs. Is that the best use of American taxpayer dollars? I would venture not.
And here's who got the money.
Mama, Gaza's getting bombed, but nobody's saying it. I'm kinda getting scared now, but nobody's getting it. See, they terrorize my days, but say that I'm the terrorist. How can I be the terrorist? Do you know a terrorist? Cause all my life I've been terrorized, so I can't be the terrorist. But sometimes I wish I was aborted, ripped out of my mother's wombs. I know I'm sick in the morbid, but they cannibals, they animals, they grilling our organs. Auschwitz reincarnated, brought back to life by the victims that were burned by the Nazi lights.
We sent $3 million to Kanye West-Bank, his organization. We're paying Palestinians to rap about the bombs we sold Bibi. American taxpayers are like bookies. We're on both sides of every deal. We spent $20 billion to freak out a bunch of pets.
Injecting puppies with cocaine, staging hamster fight clubs, putting dead turtles on treadmills. Cats have marbles shoved up their rectums and are electroshocked to make them defecate in constipation experiments. Examine the effects of party drugs on animals injected with testosterone.
Who are we buying the cocaine from? I can get a gram from Gutfeld and give it to Rookie. Why does that cost so much? I can find a dead turtle in a pond, throw it on a treadmill, hit start, watch it keel over. That's free. A hamster fight club? Did they hire Joe Rogan to announce the fight? $20 billion is what Trump asked Congress for to build the border wall. We did this instead. We're also learning through the New York Post, the Department of Health and Human Services wasted $22 billion buying migrants cars and homes and giving them seed money to start businesses. Now Jose has a Cadillac, a bungalow, a side hustle, and a credit score of 740. Did we buy cars and homes for folks in North Carolina after Helene? And Biden's EPA couldn't get the money out the door fast enough.
An extremely disturbing video circulated 2 months ago featuring a Biden EPA political appointee talking about how they were tossing gold bars off the Titanic, rushing to get billions of your tax dollars out the door before Inauguration Day. The gold bars were tax dollars, and tossing them off the Titanic meant the Biden administration knew they were wasting it.
Right before Christmas, Biden's EPA gave the Climate United Fund $7 billion. This climate fund looks like a slush fund to funnel cash to Joe's donors for pet projects. We looked to see who ran the fund and went to the board of directors page. They scrubbed it. It's all gone. They took the money and ran. That's why Trump calls it the Green New Scam. Doge is saving over $1 billion a day chasing this trash down, and Democrats are acting like they're getting carpet bombed.
What does that mean when an unelected billionaire can waltz into our agencies and slash and burn the whole thing to the ground like a Taliban terrorist?
Only a Democrat thinks defunding cocaine puppies is terrorism. Bill Clinton fired almost 400,000 federal bureaucrats. No one called him a terrorist. We called him Slick Willie. And Trump and Elon are offering very generous buyouts. 75,000 workers have already took them up on it. The retirement cave hostages are working 24/7 processing all this paperwork. Trump's doing exactly what Obama wished he did.
One of the commitments that I made to the American people was that we would do a better job here in Washington in rooting out wasteful spending. We don't need to wait for Congress in order to do something about wasteful spending that's out there. Cutting waste, making government more efficient is something that leaders in both parties have worked on. We haven't seen as much action out of Congress as we'd like, and that's why we launched on our own initiative the campaign to cut waste.
So Obama said he didn't need to wait for Congress to cut waste, fraud, and abuse. That's funny. The New York Times has always covered government waste under Obama, Clinton, Bush, everybody. Yesterday, the Times reported the federal government loses between $233 to $521 billion a year to fraud. And in the same week, the Times writes this headline: Musk asserts without proof that bureaucracy is rife with fraud. Without proof, the Times just reported the proof. And it's based on the government's own accounting. This is why no one trusts the media. Finally, Trump hired a rocket scientist with an IT department to root out the fraud, and the Democrats are against it.
Who the hell voted for Mr. Musk? Who the hell voted for, excuse the phrase, a guy who calls himself Big Balls?
No one voted for Musk. So what? No one voted for Fauci either. You voted for the president, and he appoints people. And why are we even having this conversation? Trump ran on reform and won on it with Musk at his side. And Musk is doing everything under a national spotlight. He's not hiding in the shadows like Soros, financing open borders and crime waves. These people are never going to learn. After getting humiliated by the Russia hoax, Maddow's back to spreading conspiracies.
Elon Musk has apparently somehow convinced the United States government, specifically the United States Department of State, that the taxpayers of the United States of America should spend $400 million buying, quote, armored Tesla production units. Isn't it great and definitely not at all illegal or profoundly corrupt? Definitely not ripping us all off to pay themselves, right?
Donald Trump didn't give that contract to Elon Musk. Joe Biden gave it to him. Even liberals are calling Maddow out. The $400 million armored Tesla story is a fake scandal in a sea of real graft and horror. And there's a difference between Musk winning competitive bids to provide armored trucks to diplomats in dangerous countries and contracts going to Greek DEI consultants, Caribbean sex change surgeries, and, hamster cage fights. Rachel should stick to working Mondays. This 5 days a week thing's not working out for her. Teslas are made in America. The State Department asked for them, unlike trans musicals or Sesame Street in Iraq. No one asked for that. Most of the country wants that stuff cut, and Democrats should too.
People want the government to work better. They believe that Mr. Musk, one of the most extraordinary entrepreneurs in human history, who does not fail at just about anything, they want him to do this, most Americans. They wanted Trump. They elected him. Democrats are only focused on one thing right now, Mr. Musk. The fact of the matter, he's quite popular. He has the largest platform in human history, which is, of course, Twitter/X. And I think we're missing the boat as Democrats, and Democrats are being steamrolled.
This isn't just about money. It's about people behind the scenes abusing power they don't have to finance sick and twisted fantasies like migrant shopping sprees and sex changes and reverse racism and injecting narcotics into animals. Doge is a blessing from the heavens above. The Wall Street Journal puts it this way, quote, Elon Musk's glorious rampage through official Washington is like something from a dream. Even Ronald Reagan, the great apostle of smaller government, couldn't achieve in 8 years what Mr. Musk has done in 3.5 weeks. The billionaire businessman is less apostle than avenging angel. The Department of Government Efficiency is the change we've been waiting for. The Democrats got caught cold in the middle of a bank heist. Doge walked into the vault. Democrats were stuffing wads of cash in their bags, and they're mad that Musk is telling them to put the bags down. The bank robbers aren't the victims here. The American taxpayers are.